If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Sunday morning. Well, is New York going to survive? With us today is Nicole Gelinas, and she is with the Manhattan Institute, but also is an editor for the New York Post and other financial institutions. Well, Nicole, how bad a shape are we in New York?
Good morning, John. Well, there's no question that the mayoral election results with mayor-elect Mamdani obviously victorious are disturbing for New York's fiscal situation. But the good news is we do have a governor who has tremendous control over New York City's finances and over the plans that Mamdani has proposed. And she has the full power and right to push back on some of his aggressive proposals, particularly the $9 billion in state tax increases that he's asked for, and also the free buses. He cannot do either of those things at all without the governor's permission and through state law. And I think she should be very clear. He didn't run for governor. He ran for mayor. And so she retains control over the state finances and over these ideas of him. You know, just like
Nicole, there are people talking that the Socialist Party is trying to take over the entire Democratic Party, and they have a lot of influence, and that they're going to control the state Senate, they're going to control the state Assembly, and that Governor Hochul might not be tough enough to go against them. I mean, tell us what you think.
I think the Democratic Socialists are trying to take over the Democratic Party. You know, I don't think that's any kind of secret. I mean, they clearly want to do that. And I think you're right that without the governor being very assertive here, the issue is she has no agenda next year for her election year. His agenda becomes the state's agenda. So how does that happen? If he goes out there and says, you know, Kathy Hochul, I just won this election. This is a mandate for free buses, and she acquiesces on the free buses. Other cities around the state, you know, Rochester, Buffalo, Utica, any place on Long Island, are going to say, we have our own bus systems. We have our own poor people taking the bus. You should give us money so that we can also have free buses in our cities. Same thing with childcare. You know, for state legislatures to raise state taxes on the city for childcare just in New York City, other places around say, we want this too. This is the state's tax base. This is not New York City's tax base. So if she's not very careful to say he only won by 0.4 percentage points, this is not a massive mandate, and he only won in the city, not the state, he should try to figure out a way to fund his programs with his own money, which are the property taxes. But if she gives in here, she is effectively letting a mayor of New York who won by a very thin margin, the thinnest margin in at least a quarter century, to be setting the agenda for the entire state of New York. And you're right. I mean, there's a risk that she caves in.
So we're going to be dependent on Governor Hochul to make sure that he doesn't get out of line.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much sums it up. I mean, that's all there is to it. And you're absolutely right. You know, she may cave in. She endorsed him. She never really scrutinized his plans.
Not only she endorsed him, he never endorsed her back.
Right, but I think the more the people like you and like us say she has this power, the voters across the state should know she has this power. As she told the Wall Street Journal a couple days ago, New York City is just a subdivision of New York State. You know, New York City on its own does not have a lot of fiscal power. She also has to, her financial control board, which she appoints people to, that it certifies the city budget every year as balanced. This is an artifact of the fiscal crisis 50 years ago. So he purposely ran on an agenda that he can't enact himself. He kind of put himself in a trap, and she shouldn't let him out of that trap. If he wants to do things in his control, good and fine, and good luck to the voters. But when he comes saying, "Oh, I won, therefore you have to do the free buses, you have to do tax increases," like, that's just not true. He did not win a mandate for that. If he wanted to win a mandate for that, he would run for governor.
Well, Nicole Gelinas, thank you for the update. But I think we have to start talking almost every week, because this is going to be a week-to-week to find out who the heck should be the next governor of New York State to save New York City. Thank you so much for calling in, and we'll catch up again real soon.
Thank you, John.
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy, because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.